Coffee Talk. A second friend of mine has lost her husband to the virus. And this week, someone I love was rushed to the hospital in an ambulance. And I had to deal with my own feelings of potential loss and powerlessness, as well as to comfort other people, including his wife, who couldn't go to the hospital with him. A lot of what I was feeling was fear. In fact, I was thinking it was kind of ironic that the day I posted a video about getting over your fear of death, I was experiencing the fear of someone else's death. I think that the fear of someone else's death really comes down to a couple of things. And one of them is attachment, and we can do lots of practices around attachment. But more practically, I think it comes down to whether we feel complete with that person. I'm not sure that I feel complete with them, but I also feel that sometimes being complete might cause more harm, whether it's we need to make amends or someone else needs to make amends to us. If the process of going after that would cause more harm, then I don't believe it's worth it. But you know, a lot of people would differ from me on that. What I have been feeling, aside from fear, is an awful lot of anger. I'm angry at people when I go for a walk and I see people playing football in the park or having a cookout. And I think it just encourages risky behavior. And I'm angry with people who keep saying that it is only the old and the infirm and those with an underlying health condition or a compromised immune system that are going to die from the virus. It's this rhetoric that we were fed early on in the trajectory of this virus that we continue to hold, despite evidence to the contrary, that it is only the old that will die. And even if it is only the old that will die, it still isn't okay. And I'm angry with people who are concerned with self-absorbed, selfish first world problems. Yeah, you're bored. Get over it. There are people who are dying. There are people who are unable to feed themselves because they don't have the financial means anymore. There are people who are still trying to get home to their villages and walking across India to do that. And there are people who will never be counted because the infrastructure just isn't there to test or to confirm that they have passed away from this virus. And I'm angry. I'm angry at those around me who have failed to heed my warning. I mean, I did study complex emergency, and I do have a professional background in crisis and risk management. And with those who have failed to heed my warning and have even mocked me for my attempt to be prepared for myself, for my family, and for my family's business, then I get angry. I don't know what to do in terms of gratitude with anger. I can always find the gift in sadness and sorrow, but this week I've been struggling with anger. And in the case of the people who have mocked me, it's pretty easy to find the gift of gratitude. And that is that they have established for me where a boundary exists that I didn't know did. And I have really become clear about what I will and will not tolerate in terms of how people treat me and how people regard me. I'm a very soft-spoken person, but don't let that fool you. In terms of the anger over the selfishness and the self-absorption that I see all around me, there's nothing I can do about that except be discerning about the company I keep and about the news that I consume and the entertainment I consume and about the work that I choose to do in this world to make some kind of a difference. And so I guess the gratitude that I can find in that powerlessness is the recognition of where I do have power. And thirdly, for those who put me and my loved ones at risk by their behavior, I guess I can't really be grateful for that behavior, but what I can be grateful for is that it reminds me of how interconnected we all are and how we really are an example of oneness. And what I do will impact on many people that I don't even know have been impacted. And so it makes me much more mindful of my own actions. You know, I guess there's a way to be grateful for everything, including anger. I really am not comfortable with the feeling of anger. I don't know that there's a lot of people who are, but I don't know what to do with it when I feel it. And I think that anger really is a very good teacher for our boundaries, for our choices, and to remind us to be mindful. So my joy this week has been in being quite quiet on social media while I work this through. And I put out a call on social media this week saying, I'm not doing well. And both a source of joy and connection was the amount of support and love that came back to me from people I did not even know saw my posts. It not only made me feel loved and appreciated and supported, but it made me realize that, just as I said, what we do and what we put out in the world impacts people in ways we don't even know. I did not know that these people were watching my posts. I want to show you the sunrise. For what are you most grateful today?